So what we hope to achieve and our objective for this year's Global African Hydrogen Summit is to really act as a catalyst by uniting heads of states, ministers, innovators, developers, leaders, youth, innovators, investors, and funders to secure partnerships for financing, development, and bankable green hydrogen and green energy projects across Africa, really. It's a critical moment because Africa really holds some of the world's best solar and wind resources, offering a unique opportunity for really, for Africa to really be a global competitor within the green space, especially when it comes to exporting green hydrogen.
Mm. And the summit's themes is ambition in action. What kind of concrete actions or commitments are expected from this conference to turn Africa's hydrogen ambitions into real-world impact?
Obviously, through building skills, we have a pre-summit CPD accredited masterclass that we shall be holding on the 9th. Then obviously on the 10th and the 11th, we're going to have a strategic summit, which is going to feature heads of states and industry leaders, obviously to outline actionable roadmaps through our panel discussions and presentations. And we also have the project investment roundtables. Basically, we try to accelerate deal making within the renewables and green sustainable space. We did do a call for projects where we basically give an opportunity to different developers to sit in front of different investor boards as long as the projects were sustainable or had an outline of a good green sustainability plan. That obviously will also be tabled on the days of the summit. Then obviously the deal announcements and the MOUs. We will also be having an innovation zone and a youth program across the 2 days, basically.
The summit highlights several barriers to market creation, such as access to capital, regulations, and technology transfer. Which of those do you see as the most urgent to address, and how can they be overcome?
I think the most urgent to address really would be access to capital, because without capital, there's no progress that can be made. So key enablers really is to blend or to have a blended finance models through various institutions to partner and reduce risk of projects. Policy regulation is really also another way to overcome these challenges, and then also international partnerships. Obviously, we need expertise, we need equipment, and we need capacity building.
UNIDO's Director General praised Africa's potential in green hydrogen. What role do you see Namibia and other African countries playing globally when it comes to clean hydrogen leadership?
We play a very, very big role because we have very great renewable energy resources. We have good policy support from our government, and we also have a lot of land, obviously, that can be utilized to really benefit ourselves and help to create industries by also partnering with international countries.
And what are the main objectives of the 2025 strategy conference, and how will its outcomes influence the G20 of COP30 agendas?
Yes, obviously how we plan to align is by bringing together global leaders, industry leaders, experts, really to define policy frameworks and also to tackle themes like finance and regulation to really upscale infrastructure and skills. Also just to align Africa with the green energy vision with climate, with global climate trade initiatives. With G20 and COP30, we really think Africa can push a climate finance allocation through carbon financing, or carbon pricing and technical transfers of mechanisms that really reflect hydrogen and renewable energy roles. And also the summit outcomes may be similar to G20, obviously, and COP30, because we are all also trying to make the world a more sustainable place for our kids and our grandchildren as well. So I think we align pretty nicely, seeing that energy is also the major resource with which humanity really needs to thrive and develop.
And we understand that the event will culminate in deal announcements and funding declarations. Can we expect any major project or investment announcements for Namibia or the region?
Yes, obviously, like last year, we had quite a number of MOUs and deal announcements. So this year, we really anticipate more than 10 funding declarations, MOUs, project launches through our strategic conference. Then, obviously, so we plan to, or Namibia plans to produce over 2 million tons of green ammonia and hydrogen by 2030. So by trying to facilitate for these $10 billion investments and also targeting to create about 15,000 plus jobs, including the projects like such as Hyphen Energy Project. Then also we're expecting a lot of FDIs and FIDs on wind and solar, as well as electrolyzer plants and partnerships with European companies and also global financiers, as well as bilateral agreements with different heads of states and governments.
And finally, how can the public, especially youth and innovators, engage with the summit, and what message do you have for Africans who want to be part of this energy revolution?
No, I really call on a lot on all the youth leaders, all the governments, all the technocrats, project developers, business people, communities to really engage with us. You can find more information about the Global African Hydrogen Summit on our website, as well as on our social media channels. And you really just explore, reach out to us. SMEs also are a big part of this value chain, so we really encourage them to also participate. Whether you are a youth student, we also have a youth program that will facilitate 200 youth participants through various stakeholders, which will be announced very soon on our social media pages. And also for the SMEs, if they obviously do not qualify for the standard pricing, you can also feel free to email us. We do have certain packages for SMEs as well. And messages, you asked me for a message for Africa, and I think this is really Africa's moment to become a catalyst, honestly. We have a lot of great minds in Africa, and we really need to utilize our efforts, our resources, and position Africa to really be a global leader in an emerging industry.
Mm-hmm.